Imagine for a second that you work for the DJI.
Right, the Dutch agency responsible for prisons?
Exactly, yeah. Prisons and forensic psychiatric clinics. Your entire job is predicated on, keeping dangerous people inside and keeping your staff safe from the outside.
And then the digital walls protecting your personal movements just dissolve.
It is honestly a nightmare scenario.
Huh.
Today, we are doing a deep dive into this major investigation by Argos and journalist Sar Zegers into a data breach at the DJI.
And the details are genuinely unsettling. I mean, this isn't just about stolen passwords. We are talking about a lurking threat that might actually still be inside the system.
Right, and the stakes here are completely different from a standard corporate hack. We are talking about the physical safety of prison staff. So let's get into it. The entry point was a vulnerability in the Avanti Endpoint Manager mobile.
Right.
From what I gathered, this is the system that acts as sort of the control tower for government phones and laptops.
Correct, yeah. It manages all those devices remotely. So by exploiting a flaw there, the hackers didn't just get into a single computer, they compromised the management tool itself.
Wow. So they get the keys to the castle?
Pretty much. They accessed email addresses, phone numbers, and crucially potential location data.
That location data is the part that just stops you in your tracks. I mean, if you are a prison director like Klaus Brandsma, who they interviewed for the piece, your physical location is literally a matter of life and death.
Exactly. Brandsma called the breach disturbing, and he is not exaggerating at all.
Because these people make incredibly unpopular decisions regarding detainees every single day.
Yeah, and if a criminal organization can track a prison staff member to their home address, or see where they drop their kids off for school, that opens the door to blackmail, intimidation, or direct physical threats.
And what makes this story so distinct is the behavior of the hackers. Compare this to the Odito breach we saw recently. That was loud, right?
Oh yeah, the Odito breach was a total smash and grab.
Right. The hackers wanted everyone to know they have the data so they could sell it or just get notoriety.
But the intruders at the DJI, they were silent. They didn't brag. They didn't dump the data online immediately. They were just observing.
Which suggests espionage or long-term surveillance, which is infinitely creepier. But here is where I get stuck on the technical side. Usually when you find a hole in the software, like this Avanti vulnerability, you just patch it. You update the software, close the hole, and move on.
You would think so, but the experts in this report are saying that is not enough.
Why not?
Because the hackers achieved code execution. They gained administrator rights. Think of it this way. Patching the software is like changing the lock on your front door.
Right.
But because they had admin access, the hackers likely built their own back door, a secret entrance that bypasses the lock entirely.
So you change the front locks, but they have already cut a hole in the floor and covered it with a rug.
A very dangerous rug. They don't need the original vulnerability anymore because they have their own keys now. This is why cybersecurity expert Frank Breed gave that incredibly blunt assessment in the investigation.
Oh, what did he say?
He said you can basically only cry and start over.
Cry and start over. You do not often hear that kind of fatalism from tech experts.
He is just being realistic. If an intruder has had admin access for an unknown period, you cannot trust the device. You can't just run an antivirus scan and hope for the best.
So what is the fix?
The only way to be 100% sure the threat is gone is to wipe every single device and reinstall everything from scratch.
But this is the DJI. You can't just hit reset on the entire prison system.
No, you really can't.
They have to operate 24/7. You can't tell the guards, sorry guys, no comms for a week while we reinstall Windows.
That is exactly the operational dilemma. They are stuck. The interim advice given to staff was literally just turn off location services on work devices.
So basically try to go invisible while using a potentially compromised tool.
Yeah, and as Zegers points out, it is unclear if they have actually managed to clean the system yet, because keeping the organization running takes precedence over wiping the servers.
So they are operating in this gray zone where the intruder might still be watching, but the cost of kicking them out is considered too high.
It forces us to confront a difficult reality about critical infrastructure. We always assume security is the top priority, but often continuity, just keeping the lights on, wins out.
That is a terrifying trade-off.
Yeah.
So here is something for you to mull over as we wrap up this deep dive.
Yeah.
We always think of digital security as a shield to protect operations. But in a system like a prison, at what point does keeping things running actually become the security threat? If you can't shut down to clean the house, are you just accepting that the intruder is now your permanent roommate?
It is a question that should keep a lot of directors awake at night.
Thanks for listening. Stay curious and watch your digital perimeter.